day 173, and I'm walking by something noisy. I'm at a rest stop, heading back to my Kentucky home today, all day today. So for those of you that like to read what I write, you might have to wait a little bit longer. But I wanted to hop on, and I'm going to make this short and sweet today. I've got this titled, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. And as we're wrapping up Jeremiah, the last 10 chapters or so, it's a lot of war and destruction and warnings for people, like what is coming for all of these nations. And when we are on a journey of transformation and we really want to change at an identity level, it can feel a bit violent internally. And it can often get worse before it gets better, depending on your resistance level and your understanding of the process. When you try to hold on, when you try to make changes, but still try to hold on to who you think you are. And remember, you've had years and years of practice of being a certain way. And then you kind of drive that stake in the ground. You've seen the writing on the wall. You're like, oh, I better make some changes. I commit. I really want to do this. Maybe you even, like yesterday, we force it. We want to go from A to Z and skip all the middle, messy middle parts. But we can't. You've got to do it. It takes time and it takes experience. And a lot of us think that we can just think our way through it. And we've got to actually, in order to integrate our physical self and our new mental goal, desire of a future state and identity, we do have to do a lot of mental work, but we also then have to give our physical self evidence, which takes time. And our nervous system, it's a whole mind working together in the physical body. And as you get better and better at it, you learn, it's a skill. But the first time you really go through a major identity shift, it can feel very threatening and violent. When you're like, I don't know, this is so hard. But when you look at the process of learning and growth and what worked for you in one stage of your beingness, and when you have a desire to be different, the things that got you here won't get you there. You've got to let go. And you've got to be willing for it to feel hard for a while. And even in relationship with other people that you love and that love you, they're going to be threatened. And they might react to you in a way that's like, oh no, what's happening? And there might be some tension, some conflict. And you've got to be prepared for that. Like, keep going anyway, so that through evidence, and they have to also be reassured by evidence. And there's no way around that. We are often, when we live in these physical bodies with all of these senses, we don't believe things until we see them, until we get on the other side. And sometimes it needs to be repeated multiple times so that we get reassured, others around us get reassured, like, yep, this is the way we're going, still love you, still okay. And maybe there are some people or things in your life, situations, circumstances, jobs, roles that you're playing that need to go, that need to be conquered and destroyed or let go of. And all of that, and you've got to allow the clarity to unfold as you're wiping off. Like, we want to see, like, we know there's fog there, we know it needs to be cleaned off, but you've got to allow for the cleaning process itself. You can't see before you can see, but you've got to see it before you see it to see it. And